Hello, beautiful souls. Eléna here. I'm in the middle of making a really big breakthrough with emotion and emotional intelligence, being able to process, is that the right word? I don't know, but like be comfortable with feeling my own and feeling other people's emotions. And it's so changing my life in such a good way that even though I'm right at the beginning of it, I'm still not really clear about exactly what I'm doing that's helping so much, I'm sharing it with you because I'm just like, I want you to know. And so let me tell you what I've figured out so far, because you can start using this already. What I'm realizing is that in order to be comfortable with my own emotions, as we all know, one of the things to do is first to become aware of them, right? So this is the whole thing of like dropping out of the head, and however you do that, most of us, or a lot of us, it's dropping into the body. Now that can be dropping into physical sensations, or that could be dropping into emotion. Maybe you don't think emotion lives in the body, but you see what I mean. Basically, it's the idea of getting out of your head and into your feelings, either sensations or emotions. And from there, right, this dropping down into the rest of us, we actually start connecting with our other kinds of intelligences. That's a whole nother thing. But what we do when we start connecting with our emotions, our feelings, is that we start not only to become aware of them, but we start to become more comfortable with them, right? This is a whole process. We need to create a lot of safety around them, because this is something that most of us don't have, and certainly didn't have when we were children. Our parents didn't have it, their parents didn't have it. We have a long line of people for the past however many thousands of years who have don't know how to deal with their emotions. I'm beginning to think it got worse during the Industrial Revolution, but this is again a whole nother tangent. The point is, getting comfortable with this huge part of ourselves, our emotional selves, is a process. And it involves awareness first, right? We need to start knowing what's happening, or at least being willing to feel it instead of be everywhere else but our emotions. Instead of floating off into imagination, we're down here feeling. Right, so this is the first thing, awareness. The second thing is creating safety. Because if we're not safe, we just stay scared and running, even emotionally running, right? And it's really hard to let go of the charges, the emotional charge in our body that we've built up over time from traumas, from repression and suppression of emotion, from being a good kid, a good girl, a good boy, a good person. All of the things that we do to be socially acceptable that do not let ourselves feel emotion and create this sense of it's not okay to be me, it's not safe. We could also have a whole conversation about that, but let's just, you know what I'm talking about. So awareness, safety. Okay. And these two things are huge. They take a long time. I feel like I'm going to be doing them the rest of my life. My path of awareness, it just keeps getting deeper. The path of safety just keeps getting deeper. These things work together. It's amazing. There's a third piece, though, that I'm understanding now. And that is that there's something really important about activating them in the body, about physically moving with them. I don't really know why this is so important. I could guess. I really want to wait though until I've done it long enough that like it starts to become more clear to me. But what I want to share with you right now is that if you're already working on these two things, you are a prime candidate for doing this third one. And it's really simple, actually. One of the easiest ways to do it is to notice, how am I feeling right now? What emotion am I having? And can I express it in my body? What does it feel like if I move? And if you can play a song, especially with a human voice singing that emotion. So if you're feeling angry, Find an angry song, someone singing in an angry voice, angry tone, If you're feeling sad, find someone singing a sad song. Blues, there's a lot of those. Gospels, oh, beautiful. If you're, whatever it is, what are you feeling? Find a song like that and start making yourself a list of them. You can have like a playlist, and maybe you really feel a lot of anger, so you might have a playlist for anger, a playlist for sadness, if those are your two go-tos. Or I have a playlist and there's a bunch of different emotions in it, and so I just pull up the playlist and I hit the song with the emotion that I'm feeling. The point is, play it, feel it, and move with it. I don't know why that's so different. I can guess, but again, I'm going to wait. If you have some ideas, let me know, let us know. But there's something really critical about this. There's something that I was missing, even though I was doing embodiment practices where I was really sitting and feeling the emotion in my body and how it was moving through, and letting it expand and get really big and release and stay and move and flow. And like, this is definitely an embodiment practice. I'm starting to think of those as passive embodiment practices. I'm not actually moving with the emotion. And there's something that seems to be really important about active ones, moving with the emotion. And don't worry if at first it feels really weird. Like, what am I doing? Just play with it. If it's really weird, pretend like you're a little kid. What would I do if I was a little kid and I was angry and I was dancing to this song? Throw a tantrum. Ideas are coming to me about why this is important. Again, I'm just going to stop here and just really encourage you to play with this, because oh my goodness, having done these first two, this third one is such an important addition now. I can see that I needed these two in order for this one to be important, because the other times I've done practices like this, they haven't been as strong. Right? I hadn't done the first two. I hadn't been doing the awareness and the safety enough to make the movement this important. Now that I have, it's freaking changing my life. Do it. All right. Have fun dancing. And of course, you don't have to play music. You can just like move. It's just that the voice is really powerful. So you can resonate, with someone emoting it through their voice will help you emote it through your body. Have fun dancing. All right, take care. Let me know how it goes, and if you have any ideas, share them. Hope that helps. See you next time.